boy Vic Slang Hope, and I got another live for y'all. I really wasn't gonna make a live, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff going around, especially with the Kanye situation. Again, I don't know what he said. I didn't watch the video, so I'm not here to defend his position or whatever he said or talk about that. Right? There's another thing I want to talk about, and I want to talk about censorship in the media. That's really what I want to talk about. And it's really coming because of a whole bunch of other stuff, right? A whole bunch of other stuff that I done seen throughout the years of how easy it is to censor black men. You know, I want to say black people, but I just want to highlight how easy it is to censor black men in the media. Oftentimes, right? Most of the times, damn near all the time, we don't own shit. We do not own these radio stations. We do not own these media whatever we want to call it, right? We don't own the media. We don't own the social media networks. We don't own the radios. We barely even own the record companies, right? We don't own a lot of this distributing stuff, right? So even when you get your own label, you have to work out a distribution deal through one of these other bigger white organizations or companies, right? So I want us to be cognizant of that, right? I want us to be mindful. Even me on YouTube, I can't get on YouTube and say whatever I want to say, right? So to a certain level, to a certain extent, I'm kind of censored in a way because I don't own this. Yeah, I got my channel, but does it really belong to me when somebody else can take it away from me? So I want us to be very mindful, right? And once you're very mindful and cognizant of that, it's cool. You can go out there and say whatever you want to say. But just know that you don't really own the shit until you really own the shit. You get what I'm saying? And the point I'm trying to get at with all of this is I've seen this happen so many times. I've seen it happen to Mark Ramon Hill. Y'all might not know who that is. I've seen this happen. It's too many dudes to name. That, like, this is why people walk around in eggshells, right? This is why people can't even say certain things that they might want to say. Because at the end of the day, and some people might call it professionalism. Some people might call it code switching or knowing when to play the part or when to say, but it is what it is, right? And I think that part of that is because we don't have nothing. We don't own nothing. We don't got our own things where we can just get on and say whatever the hell we want to say, and we don't got to be censored, and we don't got to be apologetic about it. And this is the things that kind of like happen when we don't have those platforms, right? But we don't work together. But that's a whole nother story. I don't want to get into that. What I want to get into is pay attention to what's going on. Pay close attention. You know why? Because you can't say nothing about nobody without no backlash, right? You can't say nothing about fat people, right? Even though that's a health problem for them, you can't tell them to go to the gym. You can't tell them to eat better, diet. You can't tell them certain things without it being we body shaming, right? You can't tell women anything, right? Regardless of race, ethnic background. You can't say shit about women or try to correct them or try to uphold them in a certain way because it becomes you're a misogynist. It becomes you hate women. It becomes you're toxic. It becomes a whole bunch of things, right? You can't say nothing about Jewish people, you know, whether it's the truth or not, but we just gonna stick with the truth. You can't say nothing about them because everything becomes anti-Semitic, right? Everything. You can't say nothing about a lot of shit. You can't say nothing about a lot of shit. But you know who you can say shit about? Men. You can always talk shit about men, especially black men. You can always, I can bet you, I see so many videos, I see so many posts, I see so much stuff out there where they're just shit talking men, especially black men, dragging them through the mud. You could say anything. You know, you could say anything about black men in the media, in videos, in whatever, and nobody would say you're a misandrist. Like, this is like kind of like relatively new stuff, right? Where men are calling women misandrous and all of this stuff. But people can get online and talk mad crazy shit about men, especially black men, and to no repercussion, to no problems, to no issue. And that shit is by design. The same way that when men start to speak up, right, or start to highlight certain things, or start to uphold or just put certain things on the limelight, we see how quick they are to like, oh, we're gonna snatch you off the internet. Shut up. You can't talk on here. You can't talk on there. We're gonna cut you this. We're gonna cut you that. And this is how they control people. This is how they control people. Listen, I want y'all to pay attention because they say we have rights. We do not have no rights. We don't have rights. We have privileges. I want you to look at the difference. Go look it up if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. There's a difference between a right, a God-given right, and there's a difference between a privilege. A privilege is something that's given to you, but I can take it. It's something that I'm allowing you. That's what a privilege is. A privilege, I'm allowing you to have that until I don't want you to have it anymore. That's what a privilege is. A lot of us, we have privileges. We don't have rights, right? So, excuse me. We have privileges. And this is what we are seeing. We so-called have the First Amendment. Again, and this is the difference between God-given rights and man-made privileges. I want y'all to follow what I'm saying. Make sure you like the video so it can circulate. There's a difference between God-given rights and man-made privileges. You can take away privileges depending on the man and power and leadership. They do whatever they feel. So let's go back to the First Amendment. You know, and I agree with you. Like the video said, I agree with you, Kenny. So this is the thing that I'm gonna get to, right? For example, the First Amendment, they say is our right to freedom of speech, right? To freedom of expression, assembly, and you know the four other things, right, that go into the right. They say is a right, right? And then there's a few exceptions. There's a few exceptions in which they can infringe upon our rights, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that when people don't like what you're saying, and when people when people are, let's just say people have some money invested into certain things, when people got bread, they can move the chains. Listen, a lot of politicians, let me just tell you about politics, right? The Asian community is the community who least votes, but they got way more power than the black community. They got way more power than the black community. How is that? Why is that? They're the community that votes the least, but they still got more power than us. But you know what? They keep feeding us. We got to vote. We got to vote. We got to go out and vote. We got to keep voting. Why? Why you keep feeding me that? When there's other communities who don't vote as much and they still got power. But this is a conversation for another video. The point I'm trying to show you is how we get bamboozled. The right, our people die for this and X, Y, Z. But bro, it's only afforded to us. Whenever they want to, they can take it away. They can take these things away from us. So I don't want us to get carried away. Don't ever think you, look, don't ever think you got shit on the wraps, man. Especially for a black man in this country. Shit could get taken away from you like this. You know? They can take your shit like this. They can take your shit like this. Yeah, brown people come a little later, but brown people still doing better than black people. So I'm not going to talk about brown people. I feel like a lot of times, and I don't mean to be biased or sound crazy, a lot of times the brown people be riding the black wave. A lot of times the Latino people ride the black wave, right? And they still get to go up. And I'm just being real. They a lot of these people they ride the we together. We on solidarity. We won. And then the moment they can separate themselves, the moment they got some wiggle room, they out the door. I see this shit too many times. So I just want to talk about the black people. I don't know. This is not no black and brown and black and Latino. This ain't a marriage. This ain't a couple. I'm talking about how easy it is for black men to lose their shit. You know, it's so easy, so simple. Everything you work for could be taken away like this. Because again, it's a privilege. It's not a right. It's not a right. It's a privilege. You can't just get on here and say anything. You can't just wild out. And I just gave you an example how you can't say nothing about, like I said, you can't say nothing about women. You can't say nothing about overweight people. You can't say nothing about Jewish people. You can't say nothing about the LGBT community. You can't say nothing about a lot of, like some of these communities. You can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? The Asians was having a little issue. They signed the Asian crime bill fast, quick, in a hurry. And I ain't mad. I ain't jealous. I'm just saying I want you to pay attention who they really want at the bottom. Pay attention. A lot of our men are not paying attention. We not paying attention. And because we not paying attention, right, because we're so distracted chasing other things and chasing the wrong things. And some of the times we even go at odds with each other. We even fighting each other. And we don't even realize there's a whole design, bro, to keep us, to silence us, to not allow us to speak, to not allow us to discipline our women or our children. We can't even discipline our children or our women. And discipline don't mean beat. There's a difference between discipline and abuse. There's a difference. But we can't even discipline our families as men, because they've been trying to reduce us from the moment we landed here. And they still work continuously to keep us in a reduced state. Because we challenge the status quo, the black man. The black man challenge the status quo every time. So you know what they do? They work hard to keep us in the positions that we are in. But we just got to work harder. We just got to keep working, man. We just got to keep working in that. I know it's not fair, and I know some of us are tired, and I know some of us want to rest, but we just got to keep working, and you got to be hip to the game. You got to be hip to what's going on. Make sure y'all like the video, circulate, man. I ain't going to be here too long because I don't want to drag this, but I just want you to pay attention, man, to how censorship works. I want you to pay attention, man. It's only 6 companies that owned all of media. And Disney is probably one of the main ones that own a lot of shit. It's only 6 companies, man. It's only 6 companies. You can look this shit up. See, but a lot of this information, right? Anytime somebody try to upload a video educating people, they be taking shit down, especially from these platforms, because we don't own them. We don't control them. At any moment, they could be like, well, you violated this guideline. Get up out of here. Give you the boot. They don't got to explain nothing. I mean, maybe if you got a lawyer, maybe you could try to fight. Maybe you could try to complain. Maybe you could try to take them to court. Maybe that shit is a whole lengthy ass process. Let's say you don't even got the money to take them to court. Let's say you don't even got the money to afford lawyers. Now you praying on somebody to just take your case for free, hoping that they could get some bread out of it. Like, it just becomes a hard fight, man. It's going to be a hard fight all around. But I just want y'all to be mindful, especially when you build some shit, man. When you build some shit and you ain't got no backup plan, you can't just be out here running your mouth thinking that these motherfuckers ain't going to be quick to silence your ass. And this is why a lot of black men who make it to certain levels and certain heights, they don't be saying certain shit. Because they know, they subconsciously, I'm telling you right now, a lot of these black men, it's not that they don't want to help, honestly, on some real shit. It's not, I don't really believe in my heart that a lot of them don't want to help. It's the fact that they know how easily this shit could be taken from them. They just showed you. They showed you in the they showed you in public what they did to this man. Like, yo, we can take from you like this. What you think? Because you worked 20 years to build this shit? You think what? What? We gonna show you who Massa is, man. Don't ever play yourself, Sambo. Ever. What's wrong with you? Just telling you, man. And I could get so much deep on this, but listen, man, I already know how they play. I already know how they play. You can call me scared. You can call me soft. You can call me whatever you want to call me, but you can't call me stupid. You can't call me stupid. But look, man, like I said, I want y'all to pay attention, man. I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on, and don't get carried on this we got rights, my rights, my rights. Nah, man. They show us on the media all the time how they violate our rights, right? They tell us that we got the rights and the police and this and that, and we see police violate Negroes every day that look like me and you. Do-rag wearing, beard having, big wide nose. We see the police look every day. You hear these people talking about the police can't do that. It's not right. And they want to have these know your rights workshops and what to say to the cops and how to handle police situations. You could talk all that shit all you want. The reality is this. We don't have rights. We have privileges because they show us every single time. The moment they want to take them shits away from us, they do. They take it away from us just like that. They take away our freedom of speech. They take away our freedom of assembly. Like, you get together in a certain place, peacefully protest. The police come, like, you got to get up out of here. They might let you protest for 20, 30 minutes. And when the police say you got to go, you got to go, even if it's peaceful. So what rights do we really have? But y'all be drinking the juice, man. I'm just trying to give y'all, listen, I'm just trying to give y'all the facts. Like the video circulate. I'm trying to give y'all the facts. We don't got rights, we got privileges. And I'm going to keep saying that, right? Another example. If you live in New York City and when you get on the train, right? When you get on the train in New York City, if you notice, sometimes on the loudspeaker, they say things like, large backpacks are subject to random search by the police department. That goes against the Constitution, our so-called rights. You cannot just search me without probable cause. You cannot search my stuff without even a warrant from the judge. You can't just search my shit. But they're telling you, and you know what we do? We concede to it, right? And then they play the psychological mind games. Well, if you don't got nothing to hide, then why you preventing me from searching your backpack? And we fall for that shit. And again, even if we denied it, right? Even if we say you're not going to my backpack, now you know the police turn it into something else. They end up manhandling you. Then now you at fault. I'm just trying to show you, man. Don't ever get into this shit that we got the rights. The Panther Party. I could keep going. The Panther Party. You know what they did? They had the right to bear arms. They had the right to carry their weapons and police the police, right? Or just watch, not interfere with an arrest. They did that under the law. You know what they did? They went and changed the law. They went and changed the law. So now you no longer got the right. And this is my whole point. It's not a right if you can take it away so easily from you. And which goes back, all of this shit goes back to censorship, First Amendment, and how we don't really have these rights. It's just privileges that they allow us to have until we piss somebody off that is probably of more value, or you know, they in business with, or they getting some money from, or there's a benefit for them to kind of like do this. And because, you know, people pick sides. It's about the side who got the most money, who giving me the most bread, who making me the most bread, who is it more beneficial for me to keep ties with. This is why that Asian bill got passed like this. See? And I know I'm going into mad different bags, but I'm trying to show you how this connect. Like the video circulate, man. This shit is serious shit. This is why that Asian bill got passed like this. And Asian people, like I said, they do not vote like that. But it's about spending power, togetherness. Get what I'm saying? It's about lobbying. You got to lobby. We don't got money to lobby politicians. We don't even show up to local elections. We don't even show up. And I'm not saying voting is the answer. What up? What's good, my guy? You know, it's not even about local elections. It's about, bro, we don't even care about, we don't even know who's the assembly person in our district. We don't even know how to get money for our schools in our own small communities. We don't go to the council meetings. We don't go to the board meetings. We don't go to the community meetings. We don't do shit, bro. We don't do shit. And we want to say we pro-black. We want to say we care about the community. We want to say we involved. We want to say we doing X, Y, Z. We don't do none of that shit, bro. We only come together to go to a party and drink Henny. And where the hoes at? Come on. Like, this shit is crazy. That's all we do. We only come together when we trying to find some hoes and when we trying to get drunk and where the next party at. We don't got no, like, how our spending power was $1.6 trillion. And we can't lobby? We can't lobby to get certain bills passed? Most of us not even registered voters. We can't even show up to give a complaint. We can't even be like, yo, we got too many potholes in our community. We need somebody to fix this shit. You know what I'm saying? We can't even complain about what the police is doing because we don't even vote. We not even if you don't vote, at least register to vote. So when you call somebody to make a complaint, they can see, at least this person is a registered voter. Let me see what I can do for you. Because they're not gonna listen to you unless they see. Because listen, when you call, they're gonna ask you your name. When you start talking, they might look up your name. You're not even on the registering list. Why the fuck should I listen to you? I don't benefit from you. You gotta understand, one hand wash the other. Make sure y'all like the video so it can circulate. Now I'm giving y'all some game. One hand washes the other. So if you call up to your local city councilman or to your assemblyman or to your district or to your representative and you're not a registered voter, why the fuck would you think they're gonna listen to you? Why the fuck would they why would I listen to you? If I'm a person that might be looking for your vote when the next election comes and you're not registered to vote, why would I try to fix your problem? If I fix your problem without you even voting or doing certain things that you're supposed to do, it's not going to get nowhere. So the point that I'm trying to make is this. We had all that spending power, but we wasted. We can't even come together. We can't even agree on a solution. We can't even agree where we going, how we going to do it. We can't even agree on what laws we want passed, what is the main issue. We just got so many problems, no agreements. We don't agree on nothing, right? So, and I know this conversation, I feel like it took a turn, but I'm going to spin it right back because all of this shit go back into censorship, man. Censorship. We ain't got shit. We don't build no apps. We don't build our own social media. And that's cool. We ain't got to do that, right? But until we do, we can't just be on the internet saying whatever we want to say unless we got a backup plan. And again, man, I feel like to get anything in this life, and it might not be true, you have to go through some type of whiteness. You have to go through some type of whiteness. Like I said, even to get your own record deal, you have to get a distribution deal through these other labels, right? Like, so even sometimes when it comes to independent, it's not even fully independent, homie. Shit is crazy, man. It's a crazy world that we live in. You know, it's a crazy world. Yeah, it's been time to organize something meaningful. The people don't want to organize. It takes a lot of work. This is really what it comes down to. It takes a lot of work. You know what's so crazy, bro? I be seeing Asian people collecting cans. Sometimes I go to Chinatown. Sometimes I go to like these Asian areas. And bro, I see Asian people collecting cans. And it's not because they homeless. It's not because they homeless. They just on constant grind mode. Constant grind mode. And not to go spend it at the strip club. Not to go spend it at the club, buying bars and buying tables. And I've been stupid in my life too. So I'm not excluding myself from the shit that I'm saying. I want y'all to peep what I'm saying. I don't sit here and watch some of these people collect cans, bro. And I'll be like, wow. You know what? And sometimes I done seen them on my midnight strolls, going to a motherfucking lounge or a place I shouldn't be in. And I will see them. It'll be like 12 midnight. And I'll see them out there collecting the cans. Grinding. And we will say shit like, I'm too good for that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know? And we will sit here and be like, I'm too good for that shit. It's a fact, bro, like you saying, Rod. And we'll sit here and be like, I'm too good for that shit. I ain't doing that shit. I ain't collecting no cans. I ain't doing that. We say shit like, I ain't flipping burgers in Burger King. I ain't doing that. I ain't being no janitor. I ain't cleaning nobody toilets. Like, come on. The ego and pride in our community is crazy, man. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Even when I hear certain black people, they be getting into these arguments with immigrants. They get into these arguments with the Africans. They get into these arguments with the Caribbeans. They get into these arguments talking about, y'all coming to our country and y'all benefiting from our struggle and y'all benefiting from my shit and y'all be claiming black because it's beneficial and blah blah blah. And I asked them, what is beneficial about being black in America? Tell me. What's beneficial about being black in America? Yeah, man, a lot of this shit is spiritual warfare, brother. A lot of us is not connected to God. Not just God, but a lot of us are not grounded We live in concrete jungles. And I said this in my live yesterday. Our feet is not grounded in the ground. We don't have no oral traditions. We don't even read. We don't want to watch documentaries. We don't want to learn. We don't want to do certain shit. Yo, people used to get killed for reading. If you knew how to read, you know what will happen to you? If you know how to read, Frederick Douglass said, I don't know exactly, I'm about to butcher his words, but he said the moment he learned how to like read or something, or acquire knowledge, he knew that he was unfit to be a slave. He knew he was unfit to be a slave. Yo, a lot of us are getting educated by Instagram. It's crazy. A lot of us are getting educated. We getting most of our be humble, keep growing, and appreciate. Facts, man. Y'all saying all facts in the comments, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in because this shit is real. And I want you brothers to know. I don't know if y'all seen the movie Crash. Y'all ever seen the movie Crash with Ludacris? Well, in the movie Crash, for those of y'all who seen the movie Crash with Ludacris in it, this came out like probably in 2005, way back then, right? In the movie Crash, there was a black sergeant. There was a black sergeant in the movie Crash. He became the sergeant or the lieutenant, and this officer, this young white rookie officer, he made a complaint about another white officer that been on a job for like 15 years or something like that. He went to his black lieutenant or black sergeant. He told him, he tried to like make a complaint about his other officer, right? Because he was doing some foul shit on the job. And he said, you know what the black sergeant told him? He said, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell him you got a problem, so that you can't really work with a partner, and I'm gonna get you out of there. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's a lot to take from that movie. He said, I'm gonna get you in the, he said, I'm gonna give you, say you got some medical condition, so you don't gotta work with him no more, and you can get up out of it. And he was like, but Sarge, he did some foul stuff. He went against the code. He went against the rules and the rule book and blah, blah, blah. He told him all that shit. You know what that black sergeant told him? He said, do you know, he said, do you know how many complaints in the 17 years I've been here, do you know how many complaints that man had against him? He said, you think I'm gonna lose my job? He said, you think you're gonna jam me up for demoting a white cop that been on the fucking union for 17 years? You think you're gonna get me in hot water? This black sergeant knew, as a black man in the police department, in the hierarchy of how shit go and how easy it is for a black man to lose everything in America, he knew, I'm not putting myself in that position. I'm not sticking my neck out there. Because he knew how easy it is to lose everything. And that's what I'll be trying to tell the brothers, man. That's what this whole censorship shit is about. I know, like I said, I wanted to talk about it from the standpoint. I didn't want to dwell on what Ye did, because I don't know what he did. I didn't watch the interview. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I just seen too many black men lose their jobs. I seen too many black men get canceled. When I done seen white men do way worse. Say way worse, act out way worse. So I'm just trying to highlight. I just want y'all to, I don't want you to walk around fearful and that you can't achieve shit. I don't want you to think that. I just want you to be mindful, man. Don't ever feel like you're going to get too big. Don't let your head get too big out there and like these motherfuckers ain't going to knock it off. And back to the point what I was saying. I don't think that a lot of these men, these black men who are successful, I don't think that they genuinely don't want to help. I don't think that they genuinely don't want to step in. I think a lot of them know they keep them in check, man. They keep them, the powers that be keep people in check. You better not do nothing for them niggas. I'm telling you right now. They let us say the word nigga all day. They just think about this. They let us use the word nigga all day. No, they ain't censoring you. Ain't nobody censoring you. You can use the word nigga all day. In all their platforms. You can say the word nigga all day. All day. All day in America, you can say the word nigga. They don't got no problem. Like people was they was posting like when Ye said slavery was a choice. And they was like nobody canceled him then. Nobody had nothing to say. But again, this thing about that brother, this is a general thing that I've seen with this whole cancel culture, and it almost seems like a lot of the people that's getting canceled is the brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. And that just shows you how easy it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They'll shut you down. Again, you know why we can't get certain things like that? You know, when Gucci come out, and they do the funny shit with the blackface, the disrespect. And you know what some black people do? I don't care. Floyd Mayweather said, I'm still gonna go buy Gucci. I don't care. We got a lot of our people who got that attitude. I don't care. I'm still gonna go wear it. I'm still gonna be a Sambo. When what was it, Balenciaga? Every once in a while, these name brands come out with some disrespectful shit about black people. We get mad for 2 seconds. We get in our feelings. We complain. H&M did the thing with the little monkey. I mean, I don't think the little monkey was. Sometimes black people be dragging it. I'm not even gonna hold you. Excuse me. Sometimes black people be dragging shit. It's part of their trauma. It's part of like some shit that, you know, I get it. I get where it come from. But let's be real. Sometimes there has been deliberate. Like the one of them companies, they had the chick with the noose. They had like this whole fashion line with the noose on the neck, like some weird shit. Every once in a while, they do some foul shit, and we still go buy this shit because they know we're fragmented. They know we're fragmented. This is why they killed MLK, man. And look, and I'm probably gonna make a separate video just talking about buying power, even though nobody really care. We still gonna spend our money on stupid shit. I'm one of them people too. I do stupid shit. I got all this information. I just need to remember it better. But I got all this information, and I still go out there and do stupid shit with my money. So I'm one of them ignorant Negroes too. I'm not absolving myself from the stupidity that I do, right? And part of that is because I already know, like we not, if we not doing this shit together, it's not really gonna go that far. Honestly speaking, sometimes I get into the point where I be like, what's the sense? We ain't gonna do it together. So what's the sense? What's the sense? You know, at one point I didn't wear Nike because Nike got a little foul shit about them, and some of the stuff, their stuff get bills in prisons or in sweatshops across the world. You know, I was on my very political shit at one point. And then I said, what's the point? Man, because I'm not wearing Nike, because me and a few hundred or a few thousand people not wearing Nike, it's still billions of people that's going to wear Nike. They're not even going to feel my little chump change. But if I could move the chains, right? And this is where high influencers come in. This is, yo, you crazy, Big Slam Pipe, you crazy. And this is where the high influencers come in, right? This is why a lot of times the influencers that, you know, because we help the influencers get to the top. We the ones that share their shit. We the ones that amplify their message. That's why a lot of them not going to talk about certain shit. They're not going to do certain shit because they know like this. Do you know how many people I know? Y'all heard the story of Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh started tweaking. They took his channel. Young Pharaoh had a lot of receipts, though. He could show you everything he was talking about. They took his channel just like that. Quick. And there's a whole bunch of other people who channels they take. They'll take your account. They'll take whatever. Because you know why? We don't own this shit, bro. We don't own none of this shit. We don't own a lot of this shit. Some people are creating websites. You know, there's ways around certain shit, but I just, you know, like I said, man, it's a lot of shit. But I'm back to MLK, right? The moment MLK started talking about buying power, the moment he started saying, stop spending your money on Coca-Cola. Stop spending your money on these companies who lobby, who pay money for these politician campaigns. Stop giving them your money to fund campaigns, to fund laws that go against you. Why are you giving them your money? Don't use your money for that. The moment he started talking like that with all that following that he had, all the people that was paying attention to him, they knocked him off. They liked him for a while. He kept the Negroes docile. He kept the Negroes soft. He kept the Negroes getting smacked around. He kept the Negroes getting bit by dogs. He kept the Negroes, you name it. He kept the Negroes in line. We just gonna keep giving them the cheek. We gonna keep giving them our ass to kick. We gonna keep just letting them violate us. But we gonna overcome. I don't know how. I don't know what was his plan. But we gonna keep sitting in. We gonna keep having these motherfuckers spit on us. We gonna keep having them dogs bite us and them hosing us with but we gonna overcome. We gonna keep walking. Wear your walking shoes. We gonna keep walking and marching and sitting and doing all of that. But the moment he started talking that attack their pockets. When he start talking that workers union stuff, knock them off. And don't get this wrong, they'll do it to anybody because they did it to JFK too. When and they knocked them off on national television just to show everybody else, you don't wanna get down with this, we'll knock you off. Even if you're one of our own, we'll knock you off. They knocked him off, and then they knocked his brother off because they thought his brother was going to retaliate, or his brother knew some shit that, you know what I'm saying, they knocked his brother off too. I'm telling you, man, they play a dirty game. And you know they ain't going to play with us. You know they ain't going to play with me and you. If they knock their own mans off on national television, what you think they're going to do to us? But look, man, I don't want to go too long. I'm probably going to go to 40 minutes. It's 35 minutes. But I just want you brothers to be mindful of censorship, man. To be mindful, man. And all of this is rooted in trying to still have that control over the black man. And that's just my opinion. I could give you countless examples. They don't want these niggas out here getting too vocal now. The master don't want the nigga out here getting too vocal and talking about certain shit and preaching the truth to the people. You know? And waking the people up and activating the people. Nah, we can't let no nigga just get on television and say whatever he want to say. And I'm not gonna say some of these dudes be tripping. I'm not, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about in other cases where somebody could be blatantly telling the truth about some injustice that's going on. Somebody could be blatant trying to correct somebody about something that's wrong that's going on. And I see people get censored. I see people get shut. I see people get their accounts taken, get blocked, lose out on money. I see it in numerous situations. Yo, you know, so my whole thing is, man, like, this is just all geared to, and again, man, ain't no victim in me. Like, even though I'm saying this shit, man, I don't want the brothers to walk around with their head down on some victim shit. You gotta understand, there's a reason why they doing this shit to us. There's a reason why they try to censor us. There's a reason why they continuously attack us, because we're resilient. So don't take this as some victimization shit, because I don't like the victimization mindset. We just got to work a little harder, that's all. So is it fair? Probably not. But life's not fair. Who said life was fair? Life not fair, homie. It's not fair. They already put us in places where they didn't want us to thrive, right? The roads that grew from the concrete. I probably should go into some poetry. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's fucked up, but we got to roll with the punches, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? So, brothers, get around some good people. You know, get your good partner out there from the ones that still remain out there. You know what I'm saying? Because even that shit is... Even when it comes to dating, man, that shit... Yo, the community is in shambles, man. The community is in shambles. This shit is crazy out here, man. The men moving weird. The women moving weird. The kids moving weird. We can't discipline the kids. Like, the men, they don't respect what we say. They don't respect our authority, our leadership. You know, we don't respect the women who break their backs and try to hold us down. We don't appreciate them. We just nobody appreciate nobody, man. This shit is just crazy out here. It's fucked up. And we need to get it together. Because you know what? While we keep fighting amongst each other, while we keep bickering and doing all of that shit and shitting on each other, and this was kind of like some of the things that happened, right? This is some of the things that happen. Shit happens in our community, and we be so quick to shit on our community. Notice how, when the shit happened with Harvey Weinstein or Harvey Epstein or whatever them dudes' names is, it's two of them. But when shit happens to them, do you notice it don't be a whole bunch of white people talking shit about them? Most of the white people be quiet. They don't say nothing. They mind their business. They shut up. When the shit happened with R. Kelly, all the black people was going crazy. All these artists that worked with him in the past, all the women, even the mothers of the daughters that they was pimping, talking all of this shit. Everybody has something to say. Everybody wanted, in the black community, everybody want to get their kick in when you down. But when you got that hush money, everybody taking, everybody like this. Yeah, let me get some bread. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Let me get some money. But we so quick. When you down, somebody gonna get a kick in. Guarantee you. Other people don't really move like that. A lot of these other folks, they don't move like that. They don't be hanging out they people out there to dry. We be doing that. We be doing that. We need to listen, man. Either we gonna hold our own court for our own people who's doing foul shit. But when the enemy got them, you should never be clapping and cheering. That should just be law. When the enemy got a hand of somebody, even if they're doing something foul in your community, hold court for them in your community. You know what I'm saying? Don't clap when the enemy get them, because they're not doing that. They're not clapping when we get them. They're not doing that. They're gonna go hard just because of the principle. So hopefully I said something that was beneficial. Hopefully I said something that, you know, get us thinking about certain things. But yeah, we need to tighten up, man, because they're already projecting by 2050. You thought we was doing bad now? They're already projecting by 2050. A lot of these jobs that we're doing now are gonna go away to artificial intelligence. They're already doing self-checkout at supermarkets. They're already doing, they creating robots and shit. Like, we about to be, a lot of the jobs that our people have is about to be replaced. Even some truck driver jobs. They having these electrical trucks that they plan on making that you're not even gonna need truck drivers. Like, I'm telling y'all right now, a lot of people gonna be in trouble, man. A lot of people gonna be in trouble. So we just gotta tighten up, man. And we probably not, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If we don't tighten up, don't get mad at your neighbor when he rob you when shit go bad. We shouldn't do that. I'm not promoting that. But these are the trickle down effects when we don't take care of self. When your neighbor hungry and you don't offer him a plate of food, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna rob your ass when he hungry, because you don't share food anyway. See, food is the closest thing to get people. You know what I'm saying? You get somebody a meal, people will remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, man, a lot of shit, a lot of people about to be replaced. So Google does have free courses and a lot of free shit, man. I'm just saying, man, like, food, this is why you ever wonder, you see some of those animals, those violent animals, they be coming and they be hugging people, and because they fed them. A lot of times, like, if you had a puppy, if you had like a cub lion and you always gave him milk, you always gave him food, you always gave him certain things, I'm not saying that they might not eat you when they get hungry, but those animals be remembering who fed them. They be remembering who raised them. They be remembering them. That's why you see a lot of weird videos of these people. Some of these people be playing with these vicious animals, and you be like, what? How the fuck they doing that? Yeah, man, because animals remember who took care of them, who fed them, who kept their belly full, who scratched their back, and who tickled them and shit. I'm telling you, man, that's why it's best to get a dog from young. But the point I was trying to make by that is, we don't even look out for each other. You know what I'm saying? Neighbors back in the day used to, you hungry? You need, you used to be able to go knock on somebody's door, ask for sugar. I don't even think you could do that shit today. Somebody might open the door with a gun, like, fuck you want? Fuck you doing here? So, I'm just saying, man, we gotta be part of the community. And once we have community, but, everything's a trickle down effect, the individual, family, community. If the individual not right, you ain't gonna be right about going to get a family. If your family not right, then you definitely not gonna be fucking with the community in a certain way. So, trickle down effect, man. But I don't want to go too long. I'm out of here. I appreciate the people who tuned in. I appreciate the people who liked. I appreciate the people who shared. I appreciate all of you. You know what I'm saying? Sharing is free. And Aaron, by the way, man, I appreciate you. At the end of the video, you donated. I didn't, but I was ending the video, but I definitely do notice the support. I definitely do appreciate you and everybody else. Support come in many different ways, so I appreciate y'all. But I just want y'all to take heed. I just want y'all to take heed to what's going on, man. I want y'all to take heed and to acknowledge how easy it is for you to lose your shit as a black man, right? Not just lose your property, but also lose your marbles. It's so easy to lose your marbles, right? Asada Shakur said the strong, they always go crazy. The mentally strong, or the people that's strong and know what's really going on, the people who really know the intricacies of the world that we living in. That's why to call somebody crazy, that is like the most dismissive word that we can use. People call Dave Chappelle crazy, right? Till Dave Chappelle came back and started explaining the things about Hollywood and the media. And then people was like, oh, people called Jim Carrey crazy, right? Till Jim Carrey was talking out on certain things, right? And right now they're calling this man crazy, right? Until you, at some point, you probably, you might understand or you might not. I don't know what's really going to happen with that man. But again, this video is not about that man. I just want you to pay attention how when anytime somebody talking some shit, the easiest thing to do to dismiss what they're saying is call them crazy. But let me know what y'all thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.